Hi everyone! Well, it's the end of World Watercolor Month, and as promised, I'll show you what I did as well as comment on some of the supplies I used. Before we get into the actual art, I thought it'd be interesting to open up with the same setup as I had in my previous video showing you the supplies I had prepared. This time I'll start from right to left. Starting with my Western palette here, nothing negative to say about this one because it's an absolutely terrific palette with many colors to choose from, so I didn't feel like I was craving for any particular color or anything. I was able to happily paint with this palette without feeling the need to grab extra colors elsewhere. If you'd like to know what colors are in here, check out this video, link is in the description box below. Next, we have this Bronzeal color pencil in this lavender color. I had a couple questions asking why I chose lavender. Well, I wanted a light enough color that would be covered up by paint but visible enough to still see the sketch underneath. Yellow doesn't work for me because it's too light, and sure, I could use a blue color pencil and sketch lightly, but I find that using an already pastel color like this makes sketching so much easier in that I can be heavy-handed, yet the resulting sketch will still be light enough to be covered up with color later. And I quite like the lavender color. Moving on to the brushes, so these four are the ones I had prepared. I ended up not using these two. These two here I did not use, but then I grabbed this one instead. So these three are the ones I used this past month. I'll talk about this squirrel mop once we get to the art, but as for these two, this red dot mop, this one, it's meant to mimic Kolinsky Sable, which I've never used, but I found it to be not as wet as I would like it to be. As in, it holds a lot of water, but I still prefer something like Jackson's Quill instead. And then we have this squirrel round. The main reason I wanted to try this one this month is because I have squirrel quills in a similar size, and I wanted to know if the metal ferrule or the wire-bound ferrule makes a difference for me, and the answer is no, it does not. But I just don't feel comfortable with like metal ferrules for some reason. It's just like a strange feeling for me. I don't know, can anyone relate with me? Well, moving on, fountain pen. Again, I had the Fude nib on this one and it was fine, no complaints, but I had some issues with the ink on this particular paper. As I previously mentioned, this ink is as waterproof as Platinum's Carbon Black once it dries completely. However, because this sketchbook is either made from wood pulp or cellulose, the absorbency is like different to what I'm used to. So I had issues where I thought the ink was dry, but as I go on to lay paint on, I find that it hasn't dried completely. But not to worry, like most artists, we work with what we got, right? So I made it work. And now for the actual accordion sketchbook. I really had a lot of fun with the accordion style. So I actually bought this sketchbook like 6 or 7 months ago, and I hadn't started using it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do one continuous painting on it or some kind of special project. But then I happened to have seen Miranda's video, this one. I'll leave a link down below. She talked about how you could continuously work on multiple pieces in one sitting, and that made me realize that it was perfect for my situation because I can't really leave art lying around, so most of the time I could only work on 2 pages at a time in sketchbooks, you know, like 1 page, 2 page. But with this accordion style sketchbook, I was able to maximize my time. As you might have been seeing already throughout this video, I worked in phases. Firstly was sketch with the color pencil, and then I laid down a wash of watercolor, and then I went in with some ink for line work, and then a final layer of watercolor. Now let's take a look at these more closely, shall we? Here we go. So as you can see, blah blah blah, okay. So this first one here, this probably isn't the best of the bunch. I mean, Here you could clearly see the ink was smudged right there in the windows. And I do like the puff of the smoke here, but I feel like this, what do you call this part here? The chimney? I think that's the chimney. This bit, I feel like could have been more well refined, but overall it's all right. And then we have this one, which I actually absolutely love. My favorite color, Marine Blue by Holbein. Here it is, Marine Blue by Holbein. And despite the imperfections like the ink smudging here and all that, I really like this one. It's simple yet so fun to look at, and I also added some silver for a bit of sparkle. Not sure if you could see some sparkles there and there. Oh, so if I remember correctly, I used this Jelly Roll pen for the sparkle. Oh no, I just realized I didn't even paint this part. Okay, anyways, moving on to the next one. So see, it's an accordion. This one, honestly, I really don't like. I think I completely messed up with like the lighting and all that, but it was okay. And like this thing was sort of experimental, and you know what, I don't like it. I would have preferred it to be just, you know, like all plain sky without that there, but you know, yeah, it's a chance for experimenting, right? And then this one here, I know a lot of you are going to be saying like, you know, the proportions aren't right. I know, I'm aware, thank you. But you know what? Given that I don't draw figures or like portraits and whatnot, or I mean paint, I actually quite like how this turned out. Like, I had a bit of problem there, right there, but it turns out to be, you know, you could interpret that as the shadow. So yeah, I quite like it. And I like that I used Potter's Pink back here, so it gives some sort of like granulation and texture to the paint, or I mean to the background. And yeah, apart from the proportions of the actual figure itself, I actually don't really mind it, and I'm quite happy that I was able to tackle like a figure painting. So yeah, I might be doing more in the future, but the proportions definitely are not right. I'll need to work on that. Next we have these two here. This one is honestly just like, I don't know, it looked much more easy. I'll put the reference picture up beside this one, and you'll see that it does look quite simple, and I feel like the more simple it is, maybe the more difficult it is to represent in a nice way. The only thing I like about this one is how like the road has some texture, sort of like, you know, gravelly texture or pavement. But other than that, I don't think I'm like too happy with this one, but it's okay. Painting is painting, and we get more skillful each day, right? And this next one here, I'm not too happy with like these cloud of smoke, but you know what? This one, I actually used Rose of Ultramarine, Daniel Smith's Rose of Ultramarine in the sky part here, and I really like that. And this also made me really appreciate Moonglow. This one here is Moonglow, and I was like, that's so beautiful. Which previously I didn't like Moonglow. Not that I don't like Moonglow, but I feel like it didn't really live up to the hype when I first tried it. But putting it here, I really like it. Like these two parts here are Moonglow, and that's so beautiful. Again, I had issues with the ink here, but yeah, it's fine. It's not a masterpiece, but it's okay. And these two here, some of you might have seen this one already on my Instagram. So I'll put up here a reference picture of what I was intending to paint, but it turned out completely different, which I'm not upset about at all. I actually really like how this one turned out. It's sort of abstract-y, yet, I don't know, it's cool in a way. I know these little parts might look like salt effect, but it's just white watercolor sprinkled on, and then I added some, I'm not sure if you could see, but like some silver Van Gogh silver. So it's a bit metallic-y, I guess. Is it even showing up on screen? Okay, I'm not sure if it shows up, but yeah. I quite like how it turned out, despite not being the same as the reference picture, or nothing the same. And then this one, here we have just, you know, the plane and the sky. Again, reference picture will be somewhere on screen. I actually really do like the sky here. It's like this soft, what I've seen people call as cotton candy sky, I guess. And that's like, I achieved that, and I'm really happy with that. The silhouette of the plane though was a little bit difficult for me, but you know, it's still fine. I don't know what happened there, probably some sprinkle of pigment not dispersed well enough. And that's it for this side of the accordion book. So let's move on to the next side. And here we are. Can you tell what it is? So there we go. If I do this, you could see all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. Okay. So I'm aware some of you might say that this is nothing like the reference image and you don't like it at all, which is fine, but the fact that this was not 100% cotton paper, and I was used to like throwing on washes and washes of water and paint, and this is where I used this brush, so it helped me get a lot of paint on and a lot of water on quickly. But yeah, as you could see, there's like pools here, like pools of this color that just landed right there, which I'm not too happy about, but you know, like, that's what happens in nature too, right? Water just goes places. And I'm not sure if you could tell, but I used ultramarine violet in this part here, mixed with the transparent oxide yellow to create sort of like these muted grays. Not muted grays, just neutralized grays, which created sort of like some shadows within the beach. All in all, if you look at it closely, I think it doesn't look so great, but if you look at it from afar, I actually quite like how it turned out. And you know, painting beaches isn't that hard now that I think about it. But I do realize I need to work on, like, you know, where the water meets the sand, and you know, yeah, I could refine it some more, but all in all, it was pretty fun to paint. Again, the big challenge for me this time was going from 100% cotton paper to cellulose, and this one actually was heavily sized, so if you do intend on getting this sketchbook, like, do be aware that it is heavily sized and it doesn't absorb water very well at all. Like, it's bad at it. So yeah, just be aware of that if you do get it. But other than that, I tried to make it work and it was fun nonetheless. Okay, that's all I have to show you for this year's World Watercolor Month. I didn't really keep track of how many days I worked on these, but I'll put up on screen here an estimate from going through my painting footage. I think it turned out to be roughly around 10 days, so that's a third of the month. Given that I already don't paint a lot because I'm usually busy, I think that was pretty good progress overall. How about you guys? Did you manage to paint however much you set out to? And did you discover something new or learn a different skill? I think this exercise really made me realize that I much prefer working on 100% cotton paper, and that cellulose paper would be reserved for random color play only. Well, that's it for today, everyone. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drink lots of water and stay hydrated.